I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverdi. Welcome to this local edition of The Balancing Act.
On today's show, riding Tri-Rail, higher education at Broward College, behind the scenes at Gold Coast Magazine, how to own the boat of your dreams, plus spotlighting more South Florida businesses.
According to the U.S. Department of Labor, 40% of the nation's college-age students begin their academic studies at a community college. These students actually benefit from significant savings in tuition and even housing. And good news for those living in South Florida. Broward College offers a wide academic curriculum, a robust selection of student life programs, and so much more. Joining us to discuss this is Gregory Adam Hale, president of Broward College. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited you're here too, because I literally just came from a tour of all the schools in Florida with my eldest daughter, and I really believe in going to, get an associate's degree close to the house and maybe then taking off.
Sure.
Yeah? And you're a parent too, so you kind of agree with me.
That's exactly right. And so one of the really important things to be thoughtful around is where's the best opportunity, most affordable opportunity, and accessible opportunity for our students to go.
I love this. I just read here that more than 1 million people have taken courses at Broward College since it opened in 1960. More than 1 million. Give us an overview.
Sure. Currently, we have about 63,000 students at Broward College. Wow. And so you think about wherever you're walking around Broward County and beyond, and there are so many areas, whether it be in hospitality, whether it be in medicine, in so many different spaces where Broward College students have either graduated or taken courses, and we're very excited about that. And then we have programs all over. We have over 140 programs in total. And one of the things that we're really focused on is ensuring that our students get great jobs, great careers when they're done with us, and then also make sure that they transfer to a great university. Now, we do that with our brick and mortar programming, which we have 3 really large campuses, about 35,000 students at our Davie campus.
My goodness.
On our North campus, we have another 15,000 students or so, and on our South campus, we have another 13,000 or 14,000 students. And then, of course, we have online programming, which means that anyone, no matter where you are in Broward County or beyond, has the ability to take a course online at Broward College at a very affordable price.
I understand you have received a lot of accolades as well. You must be very proud. What are some of them? Yeah,
we are beyond proud. So for the 3rd time in the last 4 cycles, we've been ranked by the Aspen Institute as one of the top 10 community or state colleges in the nation.
Fantastic.
Now, to give you some perspective, there are over 1,600 community or state colleges in the nation, and we are in the top 10. And so we could not be more proud of that. And again, that's the 3rd time we've done that. But then if you start to drill down on our programs, we have an incredible nursing program in which we've been able to lead the way year after year. We have industry certifications that are leading the way in the state. In fact, for the last 4 or 5 years, we've provided more industry certifications than any other state college in the Florida college system. And then actually, more recently, if you look at our law enforcement programming, we were, again, #1 in terms of certification and examination results by our students. We could not be more proud.
Fantastic.
I could go on and on about the successes of our students, our faculty, and our college as a whole.
You mentioned a little bit about curriculum, the nursing. What other stuff is offered there? Because I know there's more.
Sure.
And what I like also about Broward College is that you could either get the associate's degree, like we mentioned, or you could just get your bachelor's degree right there as well. You have the choices. So let's talk a little bit more about curriculum.
Yeah, sure. So one of the ways that we've been able to structure our programming with the help of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation several years ago, we moved into a pathway program. And so what that means is we actually create our programs around pathways. Think about health sciences as opposed to nursing. And think about it this way. When I went to college, I remember looking at it buffet style. I would look at classes, and I'd take a class here, and I'd take a class here, and maybe I'd figure out what it was I wanted to do. And unfortunately, sometimes a student will get pretty far along and then realize they don't want to do that and have to start all over. Now look at this programming at Broward College. We have a health sciences pathway, and because we have such a great nursing program, oftentimes students say from day 1, I want to be a nurse. And then they take maybe 5, 6, 10 classes. Then they get to their clinicals and realize they don't like the sight of blood. Right? Imagine that happening.
That happens
and
to a lot of
that happens a lot. So typically and historically, a student may say, now I have to start all over. Not in the Broward College pathway system. A student will lateral within the health sciences pathway into another program of their suitability, so they don't have to worry about blood, but are still interested in the health sciences way and can get a great job afterwards without losing any time, and more importantly, not losing any money.
Which is great.
It is absolutely
fantastic.
incredible.
What about the misconceptions of, campus life? You can't get one here. Yes, you can.
Yeah, there's no question about that. So one of the greatest things that we have is that we have students who are engaged in student life. We have a number of poetry programs and open mic nights and events of that type, which have been a lot of fun for our students, a lot of fun for even me to attend. And recently I've been going to a number of sporting events, including our basketball games with the men and women being very successful. We have an extraordinary tennis team and a lot of great things going on at the campus. So I'm very excited about that as well. And most students, they may be surprised, but when they come on, they realize the value of that part of the program.
I'm surprised as well, because I mean, I didn't even know you had so much to offer. There's so much going on. There's leadership and even your mission as well. That's a big, big part.
Well, I'll tell you, it may be the most critical part. Most of our students from at Broward College are first-generation college students. Many of them are working part-time. Many of them have families. Many of them have all types of obligations that they're juggling. But they have the will and desire to make a difference in their lives with the recognition that it'll make a difference in the lives of their children and their families. So like our students, I was a first-generation college student, and I found out about college in probably the most fickle way imaginable. I was going to elementary school in a neighborhood far from the one that I lived in, and it was 1989. And I was graduating from elementary school, and I said to another 6th grade classmate, "Isn't this great? We're going to be the last class of the decade." And he responds to me without any hesitation, "No, we're going to be the last class of the millennium because we're going to graduate college in 1999. Aww. And that's someone that had the benefit, as we wish everyone did, of having the conversations at the dinner table about his future and going to college. Many kids don't have that. No, so Broward College is an open access institution, which means we're trying to create the opportunity for anyone, despite your background, to get in. Fantastic. And so we love to judge ourselves by who we have the capacity to include, not who we're excluding. So you think about the student who could go to maybe the best Ivy League that you can imagine, and they're oftentimes making the choice that it's better for them to stay at home. And so we get those students who come to us and they're brilliant and they've got all the right credentials, and they stay with us because it's the right thing for them and their families. But then we have the student who maybe has never had a family member go to college, or maybe they're first in their generation to go to college, or maybe they're working full-time and trying to figure out how to manage. They perhaps have a couple of children. They're 60 years old and maybe want to do something to inspire their grandkids. We are the institution for everyone. And when you think about that, that also means we have to provide the resources for the success. So it doesn't mean just arriving on Broward College's campus. It means we're making sure that when you get there, we're going to provide you with the resources necessary to ensure your success. And that success is defined by the student at the end of the day. Whether it means transferring to a university or getting a great job, we are there to meet the needs of our students, all of their challenges, to make sure that on the other side of Broward College is the success as they've determined it.
There's an initiative that I wanted you to talk about. Sure. I know it's your initiative.
Sure.
It's called Broward Up.
Yes.
Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, thank you. You know, we started to characterize it as a movement, in fact, because so many people have been enthused by this. So Broward Up, UP, is unlimited potential. We believe that every individual in our county and every community in our county has unlimited potential. It starts with a pretty historic data point, and it's an unfortunate one, but I think it's important to share. 50 years ago, the bottom quartile of income earners had about 6% of their kids going to college. The top quartile had about 40% of their kids going to college. If I take you to today, the top quartile have gone from 40% of their kids going to college to about 80%, and the bottom quartile have gone from 6% of their kids going to college to just 9%. And so we talk and have healthy conversation about income stratification, but we have to make sure we couple that with the opportunity to go to higher education. Those two things go very well together. And so what we've got to start doing is ensuring, to the point I raised earlier, is how to ensure that that bottom quartile has the same access as anyone else and the same opportunity as everyone else.
Well, with you leading the way, Gregory, I have no doubt you're going to move mountains.
Oh, thank you very much.
For our viewers who'd like more information on Broward College, where do they go?
Go to broward.edu. You'll have all the information you need.
.edu. All right,
Yes.
Do you do tours?
We do.
You do?
We welcome everyone, and you are welcome. I'll give you one personally.
I think I'm going to take Samantha real quick and see what she thinks. I wouldn't mind her being here for 2 years, and then maybe she could leave if she wants.
That sounds like a great plan and a great example. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gregory. And of course, if you'd like more information, you can go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Coming up, all aboard, hitting the rails on Tri-Rail. Later, magazine memories.
Driving around in a big city can sometimes, if not all the time, be so stressful. You know the drill. Accidents, angry drivers, construction everywhere, making your driving commute so unpleasant. Unless you're lucky enough to live in South Florida, where commuting is made easy thanks to Tri-Rail. And joining me today is Christina Nicholson. She is a busy mom and a Tri-Rail rider. How are you?
Hi, Olga. Welcome to Tri-Rail.
This is going to be so much fun.
It gets you where you need to go.
It does. I want to learn more.
Let's go.
Tri-Rail gets you where you want to go.
Christina, before we start talking about Tri-Rail and all the benefits, let's talk about its history. I mean, it really transformed South Florida.
Yeah, it's been helping millions of people travel north and south since 1989. The rail is 72 miles long. It has 18 different stops connecting Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach.
And it's expanding, right?
It's growing, yes.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to open up a new station with service to downtown Miami.
And downtown has grown. It's going to be fantastic for people to get there. You know, there's so much fun in South Florida, but what I love about Tri-Rail, I mean, there's so many advantages, but it does make life a lot easier.
Oh my gosh, talk about multitasking. On the way here, I was working online. I did my grocery shopping to get ready for dinner tonight, and I also did some shopping online because they have onboard tables, and I was sitting there working, reading, and getting so much done on my ride down.
All right, I want to go inside. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's
go.
go.
All right, let's go.
Look at here. All aboard Miami Airport for northbound trains.
Let's go.
I just love how comfortable and convenient that this is.
It really is. And
Yes.
Tri-Rail offers services 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And connecting all of South Florida has never been easier. Tri-Rail also offers commuter connectors with service to and from select stations. And you can always stay in the know with what's going on because they have a free app with real-time GPS that will tell you where all the trains are and where all the commuter connectors are. And there's a lot. There are 50 trains that run on weekdays, and then you have weekends as well. So it really is just a stress-free, relaxing way to ride.
And I know you mentioned this, but I see the sign right there. Free Wi-Fi, very important.
Free Wi-Fi and bathrooms on board.
Bathrooms are imperative.
Yes, bathrooms on board, great customer service. They have ticket stations at every single train station.
And let's not forget, you don't have to deal with the traffic, which is a nightmare, and you get to save money.
You do, and let's face it, gas prices, they continue to fluctuate, and this can save you hundreds of dollars a month. It really is money back in your pocket.
Tell me about some incentives for commuters to travel.
Yeah, well, Tri-Rail also offers an employer discount program where you can save 25% on your travel.
My goodness, it's a win-win for everybody.
It is.
Something that hits home for me is all the traveling I do with my girls with the dance and the wear and tear that I put on my car all the time.
No more wear and tear on your car, no more driving, tolls, even paying for parking. This literally solves all of your commuting problems.
Tri-Rail gets you where you want to go.
Christina, we're at the Miami Airport station. What would it cost me maybe to go to, let's say, West Palm?
Well, you can get from Miami to West Palm for less than $7. And on the weekend, you can get a round-trip ticket for only $5. And parking is free.
So Tri-Rail really puts your money in your pocket.
It really does. And it's also a stress-free commute. You can sit back, you can relax, you can get some work done.
What about someone who travels a lot and they're going from airport to airport to airport?
No problem, because the Tri-Rail stops at every airport in South Florida. Miami International, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, and Palm Beach International.
Oh my goodness, all the major airports.
All of the major airports, and of course, there's luggage racks here on board as well.
I noticed right there. Fantastic. We spoke to some Tri-Rail riders to see why they love it so much. Here's what they had to say.
I use it to commute to work. It's so easy to park at the station, and getting to work in downtown Fort Lauderdale is a snap. Park at the station, get on the train, get off at the airport. What could be easier?
I love Tri-Rail because it saves me time in the morning, it saves me money, and I don't have to be stuck in traffic all morning.
I love Tri-Rail. I can grab my bike, hop on the train, and then go wherever I'd like on my bike.
I'm new to the area, and I've been relying on the Tri-Rail Fun Guide to take me around to see what's new and fun. I've been going to a lot of really cool, fun spots that I would have never otherwise heard about, so I'm really thankful I found it.
Christina, Tri-Rail has so much to offer, but what I love the most is what we just heard, what South Florida has to offer. That's fantastic.
So many places to visit. City Place, the Museum of Discovery and Science, the Frost Science Museum.
Calle Ocho, I know South Beach, and
Yes.
Sunfest.
Yes, the boat show. They are all here in the
the fun guide, so make sure you grab one of these because endless opportunities and places to go.
Mine. Thank you. This has been so much fun. I had a great time. And if you'd like to learn more about Tri-Rail, where do they go?
Just go to try-rail.com to get everywhere you want to go.
Or you can check out our website, and that's thebalancing.com. I think it's leaving. Let's go. All right. You know what they say, oral health is a window to your overall health, but 1 in 5 people are afraid to go to the dentist. Dentistry does not have to mean pain and discomfort. And here to discuss more with us is Dr. Bruce Line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, so let's be honest. When people say you're going to the dentist, the first thing they think is it's equated with pain. Why is that?
Well, we are all products of our experiences.
This is true.
We have positive and we have negative. Yet when we go to a dental office in our adolescence and our youth, some of us and most of us had traumatic experiences, and that's it. Game over. The rest of their life, over.
That's it. But game over, rest of their life. But there are consequences for not going to the dentist, right?
Yeah, there are consequences.
And very serious ones.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting? We have 84% of our population, 6 to 18, see a dentist regularly. School systems mandate that. Okay. After that, it falls down to 60%. We have too many people not going to see a dentist. How about periodontal disease? You know about periodontal disease.
I do. It actually can cause a lot of problems, not only in your mouth, but in your overall health, correct?
Absolutely. And it's caused by this harmful bacteria that reside in your gums. And that's really a big problem.
And you can have cardiac problems, correct?
Yep, cardio, heart disease, and diabetes.
That's right.
And we can treat that.
And also just the common things like cavities can occur and things like that, but who wants those?
Well, you know what? I'd rather fill a small cavity than a big cavity.
There you go. I don't have any cavities, you know, knock on whatever, because I don't know, I think it's just DNA.
Well, then we call you boring.
I'll take it. Tell me about some advances in dentistry, because it's not what it was, 20, 30 years ago.
Number 1, fluoride. When we put fluoride in our water, probably in the 1950s, game changer, so much less decay that we see in children, adolescents, and adults.
So many people benefited from that huge, dramatic change. But I want to make it clear, this is not bottled water.
Exactly, and that's one of my concerns, because the popularity of bottled water and the water filtration systems, they eliminate fluoride. So we're concerned that maybe we're going to have a reversal, and we're going to see more decay. So if we do see that and you're using bottled water, you may want to consult with your dentist and discuss fluoride treatments or even fluoride vitamins.
All right, doctor, preventative dentistry can really eliminate lots of problems. So let's just talk about the basics.
Well, if you talk about fluoride being number 1, the education that we give our patients on oral hygiene, number 2. We use something called FBR, that's our protocol in the office. It's floss, brush, and rinse twice a day with a water pick.
Okay.
And, flossing and brushing is great, but it doesn't do the whole job. That water pick is critical. And that's going to get rid of anything that's left caught in between the teeth and remove that harmful bacteria that causes periodontal disease.
Exactly, which we want to avoid. I've always heard go to the dentist twice a year. Does that still stand true?
Well, twice a year is for someone who has very little dentistry. But
the boring one?
You would be boring.
Okay.
But we have patients that come every 2 to 3 months just because if they have something, they want to catch it small.
I think it's also important to find a dentist that you can relate to. You seem to be very funny and open and warm, and I like that. And it makes it a better experience, a positive experience, right?
Absolutely. And you come to our office, there's laughter, and everybody's having a good time, and everybody's more relaxed. And when you're relaxed, it's just a better environment. And
it's not as painful as it was before, right?
Well, today we can give an injection painlessly. I tell my patients I'm going to start by giving you an injection and you're not going to feel a thing. They look at me cross-eyed, but you know what? The nurses say to them, don't bet against them.
So you make it fun, which is fantastic.
Yes.
I see your patients behind you, they're smiling. And any final words of advice for those out there who are saying, I need to get to the dentist?
Run and go get that water pick. Use my FBR. Pick a dentist, and pick a dentist by word of mouth and from your friends. And then when you pick that dentist, see that dentist on a regular basis and your hygienist. And I guarantee you do all this, you're going to have one happy smile.
And for our viewers who want more information on you and they should be running to go see you, what's the website?
brucelinedds.com.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Again, the website is brucelinedds.com, or just check out our website, thebalancingact.com.
Next, what you need to know about buying a boat.
Welcome aboard the Asondoa 66. Come on in. As you come on board the boat, you will see we have 3 levels. The lower level is where the staterooms are, or the bedrooms. The mid-level is where we are right now, which is the salon, which encompasses the kitchen or galley and a TV room. We have this beautiful boat today that boasts this enormous kitchen. Nice refrigerator, it's got a freezer, so we have doors everywhere. We have drawers. Even down here that looks like a plain wall, we have all full of storage spaces. It also has a sun pad in the bow, which is in the front. This is where the teenagers typically hang out. You can see there's plenty of space for everybody, and even for people that want to sit down and be on the shade, because there's a shade that comes out. Up a flight of stairs, and you have a terrace. We have an upper helm where you can control the boat from up here. You also have a grill, and you have a table full of food, and you are ready to have fun. When you're considering buying a boat, the most important step is to find an expert you can trust. It's a big investment, it's a big decision, and everybody should be on board with it. Be prepared to have that as your leisure money, not an expenditure that you're struggling with. It's not a cheap sport. It is an amazing lifestyle, but you should be prepared for it. Maybe a smaller boat fits you better, fits your budget better, but the best thing is that you enjoy the boat and you enjoy the lifestyle, not struggle with it. I consider myself a matchmaker because I take very seriously into matching the right boat with the right family. You can buy the boat that they build, or you can let us build the yacht that you want.
For more than 50 years, Gulfstream Media has been delivering award-winning content right here in South Florida. Glossy high-end magazine spotlighting local trends, fashion, interior design, and so much more. Joining me this morning is Mark Corbett, Associate Publisher of Gold Coast Magazine, and Alyssa Morlacci, Managing Editor of Gold Coast Magazine. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
50 years. That's fantastic. Wow. What a wonderful goal to get to.
Thank you so much.
And I heard there was a huge gala.
There absolutely
All right,
was.
how much fun was it?
It was mind-blowing. It was
Yeah.
mind-blowing. We had the who's who of Fort Lauderdale came out.
Of course.
And, of course, Bernie McCormick, our founder, was there in all his glory. And with his connections and the people that he has worked with through the years, it just made it a party of, well, for us, the party of the century.
All right, you mentioned Bernie McCormick. I know that's a big name. Take me back in time. I think it all started, correct me if I'm wrong, in 65?
65. It was a great time in South Florida. It was the time when South Florida was really growing up and starting to boom. It was taking it from that, tropical paradise to a place to live, a true destination. So all of the things that we enjoy today, we're just beginning. Parker Playhouse and the schools in Nova and Coral Springs at the time was a place where celebrities would come down and invest money. Johnny Carson came down and Ed McMahon, they invested money. So it was a very different climate, a very, very different landscape at the time, but it built what we have today, and it was a very exciting time. Bernie McCormick actually was working with Philadelphia Magazine as a star editor, and he saw a vision, and he heard about this Gold Coast magazine that was getting started, and he said he wanted in. So he came down to Florida, didn't know much more about Florida other than the Mai Kai. It built, it grew, and with his connections and with what had already been started, Bernie just took it to multiple levels.
I love it, and I love looking at these old magazines. I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. This is some of the beginning ones, right? There's Burt Reynolds. You've got JFK. I mean, look how old these look. These are staples, right, Alyssa?
Yeah. We love looking through those and looking at the old advertisers, which are still with us today. Carol's Jewelers, Moss and Hoffman, people on Las Olas Boulevard. Boulevard that were around 50 years ago are still with us today.
That's
and
fantastic.
That's really cool.
Now let's talk about today. Look at this fantastic magazine. Tell me a little bit about it. I know it's very trendy, it's local, and that's what people like about it.
So it's crazy to think that we went from there to this glossy magazine. We cover everything in there from fashion to beauty and travel. We also do a lot of regional stuff. So a new restaurant that's in town, or boutiques that have just opened on Las Olas, or you know, all of that.
So it's great because, you know, you really just localize it to your area. And not only did you just do it with Gold Coast Magazine, I mean, there are 6 behind you. You got Gold Coast, Fort Lauderdale, Boca Life, Jupiter, the Palm Beach or Stewart Magazine. You just kept growing, Mark.
Absolutely, yes.
Tell me about those there.
Well, we had to expand the market for advertiser reach, basically, because today there are many regional advertisers that want to reach from Fort Lauderdale up to Stewart. So we built a publication. We do have some common stories that run throughout that are applicable to all markets. That's how we do it. So we really flood the market. We have 86,000 magazines every month, just in our lifestyle brand, that goes up the east coast of Florida.
And it hasn't stopped there. Rumor has it, I think you launched a new magazine?
We did, yeah.
Another, who says magazines are a thing of the past?
They are not.
I love them. So tell me about the new one. It just launched?
It did, yes. In January, we had our first issue, Florida Home and Garden. It's one of the topics that people still love to read in a paper magazine. It's not so much your Pinterest DIY, it's more aspirational. You're going to need a team to pull off the kind of stuff that we are covering.
So it's really nice stuff, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it, too.
Well, it's top. The content is top quality. I mean, we have won multiple awards for journalism, for art, for just magazines. I mean, we have a trophy wall in our offices, and we're out there doing it.
All right, Alyssa, for our viewers who'd like more information on all these fabulous magazines and, of course, the launch of the new one, Florida Home and Garden, where do they go?
You can go to FortLauderdaleDaily.com.
FortLauderdaleDaily.com. Thank you so much. Continued success.
Thank you so much.
And do I get an invite to the next gala?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. And for more information, you can go to our website, and that's thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for watching this local edition.
And we'll see you next time.